Have you ever wondered what it's like to be trapped, hunted, or forced to solve your way out before time runs out? Long before escape rooms became a global craze, the 1970s gave us thrillers that locked characters in deadly, puzzle-filled scenarios, with only their wits standing between them and disaster. From haunted houses to burning skyscrapers and outer space nightmares, these movies dared audiences to think, would I survive? Get ready as we unlock 14 classic 70s escape room-style thrillers that rewrote the rules of suspense. Number 1. The Andromeda Strain, 1971. Back in 1971, when most moviegoers thought outer space threats were just flying saucers or radioactive monsters, director Robert Wise delivered something far more chilling and cerebral. The Andromeda Strain opens with a crash. A satellite falls to Earth, carrying a microscopic passenger with it. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill alien invader. It's a deadly, mutating virus that instantly wipes out an entire New Mexico town, save for a crying infant and an old man with a fondness for sterno. Suddenly, we're dropped into the wildfire facility, a labyrinthine, state-of-the-art underground lab built to keep the worst biological threats sealed away from the world above. The vibe is all sterile corridors, blinking monitors, color-coded levels, and airlocks that snap shut with ominous finality. You can almost taste the recycled air. As a crack team of scientists, each with their own baggage and expertise, race to contain the infection and solve its mystery, you feel the walls closing in right alongside them. The film's tension isn't driven by a killer on the loose or explosions, but by deadlines, decontamination rituals, and the ever-present threat that a single error could mean the end of humanity. Wise's direction leans hard into the era's fascination with technology. Split screens, blinking lights, computer printouts, and monotone voices that calmly warn of nuclear self-destruct sequence initiated. But underneath all the sci-fi sheen, this is pure escape room energy. Locked doors, coded clues, and life-or-death puzzles where thinking fast is the only way out. The Andromeda Strain asks us not just to fear the unknown, but to respect how vulnerable even our best defenses can be. It's a thriller that manages to be both claustrophobic and sprawling, showing that the smallest organism can be the deadliest trap of all. Over 50 years later, its solve-the-mystery-or-die pressure cooker plot feels just as urgent as ever. Number 2. The Poseidon Adventure, 1972. If you ever wondered what it would feel like to wake up in the world's most twisted escape room, one where the floor is the ceiling and every wrong turn could mean a watery grave, look no further than The Poseidon Adventure. Released in 1972 and quickly becoming the definitive disaster movie of the decade, this film doesn't waste time on subtlety. A festive New Year's Eve aboard the luxury liner SS, Poseidon turns to chaos when a rogue wave flips the ship completely upside down. What follows is a heart-stopping, nerve-wracking journey through a metal tomb that's rapidly filling with water. The survivors, a ragtag group led by a maverick preacher, a retired cop, and a resourceful ex-swimmer, must work their way up, literally climbing through decks, ductwork, and shattered ballrooms that have become deadly obstacles. Every set piece feels like it's lifted straight out of a nightmare escape room, flooded stairwells, flaming engine rooms, and passages blocked by debris, all laced with rising tension as time ticks away and hope dwindles. But what gives the Poseidon Adventure? Its lasting punch isn't just the nail-biting set pieces or the constant sense of impending doom. It's the way the film lets character and conflict simmer under pressure, boiling over as personalities clash, secrets come out, and sacrifices are made. Not everyone is going to make it to the exit, and the story knows it. There's no guarantee of rescue, no cheat codes, just grit, brains, and the will to survive. The film's iconic "There's got to be a way out" spirit has echoed through every escape room puzzle and disaster movie since. In the end, the Poseidon Adventure reminds us that when the world turns upside down, the only way out is through. Number 3. Sleuth, 1972. While most escape room thrillers trap their victims with physical barriers and ticking clocks, Sleuth locks its characters and its audience inside a labyrinth of gamesmanship, psychological puzzles, and razor-sharp wit. Joseph L. Mankiewicz's 1972 masterpiece is pure cinematic cat and mouse. Two men, one sprawling English manor, and a series of increasingly twisted games that blur the line between play and peril. Michael Caine and Laurence Olivier face off as the young lover and the cuckolded husband, respectively. But don't expect a simple confrontation. Instead, Olivier's Andrew Wyke, a best-selling mystery writer with a taste for elaborate pranks, draws Caine's Milo Tyndall into a deadly contest of intellect, ego, and revenge. Doors slam, costumes come out, and nothing, not even the furniture, is what it seems. The manor itself is a puzzle box of secret rooms, false walls, and hidden triggers. Each test Wyke devises is a classic escape room scenario: staged burglaries, timed challenges, and psychological traps designed to humiliate or destroy. The real brilliance of Sleuth lies in how it shifts the idea of escape from the literal to the metaphorical. Milo isn't just trying to get out of a locked house, he's trying to outthink, outplay, and outlast a man who's made a career out of deception. As the plot twists pile up and the games turn darker and deadlier, the lines between hunter and hunted, reality and fiction, blur completely. Every escape is temporary, every solution leads to another trap. With its sparkling dialogue, devilish plotting, and a setting that feels as confining as any prison, Sleuth delivers the ultimate escape room thriller for anyone who thinks they've got the brains to win. Just don't expect the door to stay open when you leave. Number 4. The Exorcist, 1973. It might seem strange at first to call The Exorcist an escape room thriller. After all, the action is mostly contained to a Georgetown townhouse, and the room in question is the bedroom of a possessed 12-year-old girl. But look closer and you'll see all the classic ingredients: a lockdown environment, an escalating sense of danger, and a series of desperate attempts to solve an unsolvable problem before time runs out. Director William Friedkin transforms Regan's room into a battleground where faith, science, and sheer willpower are put to the ultimate test. Every attempt to break the curse becomes a puzzle. The doctor's endless tests, the priest's prayers and rituals, the mother's frantic search for answers. The walls close in as Regan's condition worsens, and hope starts to feel like another trick of the devil. The only way out is through the exorcism itself, a spiritual gauntlet where every word, every gesture, every decision matters. What makes The Exorcist so haunting, even after all these years, is how it uses its limited setting to maximum effect. The audience feels every ounce of the room's claustrophobia, from the rattling bedposts to the bone-chilling cold. Each new development, the foreign voices, the supernatural phenomena, the physical attacks, tightens the noose. Escape isn't just about saving Regan's soul, it's about rescuing everyone trapped in that house from a force that won't be reasoned with. In a decade full of clever traps and ticking clocks, The Exorcist proves that sometimes the scariest escape room is the one you can't see, and the real lock is the fear inside your own mind. Number 5. Soilent Green, 1973. At first glance, Soilent Green might seem more like a dystopian whodunit than a classic escape room thriller. But dig beneath the film's smog-choked, overpopulated New York, and you'll find a story driven by the same desperate need to unlock a deadly secret and escape a fate worse than death. The film opens in the year 2022, where society is on the brink, and resources are so scarce that people live stacked like cordwood in every available inch of space. Charlton Heston stars as Detective Thorne, a man trying to survive and solve a high-profile murder in a city where the doors are always locked, the crowds are always watching, and every answer only leads to more questions. The world itself is a trap. Food is rationed, clean air is a luxury, and the all-powerful Soilent Corporation controls what people eat, drink, and know. The case leads Thorne through a maze of guarded buildings, restricted access, and deadly encounters, each one a puzzle piece in a larger, horrific picture. As the truth closes in, so do the walls, the film's infamous reveal. Soilent Green is people, lands with all the force of a final locked door suddenly blown off its hinges. The real escape here isn't just from physical confinement, but from ignorance itself. Soilent Green turns an entire city into an unsolvable riddle, and the only way out is through the courage to see what's behind the next locked door, even if you can't live with the answer. In the end, the film dares us to wonder, if the room you're trapped in is the whole world, can you ever really escape? Number 6. The Day of the Jackal, 1973. You might not find any padlocks or secret passageways in The Day of the Jackal, but make no mistake, this is a masterclass in the art of escape, set in a world where every border, hotel room, and checkpoint is its own kind of trap. Adapted from Frederick Forsyth's best-selling novel, the film thrusts us into a relentless game of hide-and-seek as a mysterious, unnamed assassin, the Jackal, slips through Europe in a high-stakes plot to murder French President Charles de Gaulle. Director Fred Zinnemann dials up the tension by turning everyday locations into pressure cookers. The Jackal forges identities, swaps cars, and dances past security with a calm that's almost hypnotic. But for every clever move, there's a counter, a web of French detectives led by the dogged Liebel, racing to crack the killer's code. Each side is boxed in by their own limitations, bureaucracy, language barriers, and the ticking clock. The genius of the film is how it transforms the entire continent into one giant escape room. Borders close, plans shift, and the Jackal is forced to improvise at every turn, never knowing if the next door will lead to freedom or a dead end. Every document, every snippet of overheard conversation, every disguise is a potential key or red herring. And when the final confrontation arrives, a single, breathless moment inside a silent apartment, the sense of containment is complete. The Day of the Jackal isn't just about assassination, it's about the thrill of breaking in, breaking out, and always staying one step ahead. In this labyrinth of lies and surveillance, the greatest escape is the one nobody ever sees coming. Number 7. Black Christmas, 1974. Before Michael Myers crept through Haddonfield and before Jason stalked Camp Crystal Lake, there was a different kind of house of horrors, the claustrophobic, snow-blanketed sorority house at the heart of Black Christmas. Released in 1974 and directed by Bob Clark, this proto-slasher lays the groundwork for decades of locked-in-with-the-killer thrillers, all under the guise of a holiday gathering gone wrong. The setup is devilishly simple. A group of college girls, already tense from family drama and finals, are besieged by disturbing phone calls that escalate from obscene to outright threatening. Unbeknownst to them, the real danger is closer than anyone suspects. The killer, never truly revealed or explained, is already inside the house, weaving through the attic and crawl spaces like a ghost. Each room, each staircase, becomes a potential death trap. The magic of Black Christmas lies in its use of space. The cozy, decorated home turns menacing as doors are locked, phones go dead, and windows become escape routes, or dead ends. When the power flickers and the police realize the calls are coming from inside the house, the entire film shifts from mystery to panic. Suddenly, survival is about thinking on your feet, finding a safe corner, and piecing together the clues before it's too late. Even after half a century, Black Christmas remains a masterclass in tension and spatial dread. It's not just an early slasher, it's a classic escape room scenario where every exit is blocked and every moment could be your last. The house is both sanctuary and snare, and only the sharpest, luckiest, or bravest stand a chance of making it to sunrise. Number 8. The Conversation, 1974. Paranoia never felt so suffocating as it does in Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. Here, the escape room is internal, a mind unraveling under the weight of surveillance, secrecy, and guilt. Gene Hackman's Harry Call, a meticulous and solitary wiretapper, is a man forever surrounded by walls, both literal and psychological. Set in the humming, static-filled world of 1970s espionage, the film follows Harry as he pieces together a cryptic audio recording that hints at a possible murder plot. The more he listens, the less certain he becomes about what's real and what's imagined. His own apartment becomes a cell, a place of supposed safety, but actually a stage for relentless anxiety. Locks, alarms, and bug sweeps offer no comfort. The enemy, Harry realizes, might not be out there at all. The conversation excels at using sound and silence to tighten the screws. Footsteps echo in empty corridors, telephones ring like alarms, and the familiar clang of a closing door becomes a sinister countdown. Harry's world is one of invisible traps and unseen threats, every bit as perilous as any physical escape room. The clues are there, but so are the red herrings, and the solution may be more devastating than any puzzle. By the time the film reaches its infamous haunting conclusion, a room stripped bare, a man destroyed by his own inability to break free. The message is clear. Sometimes the hardest place to escape is inside your own head. Number 9. The Towering Inferno, 1974. Disaster movies don't come much bigger or hotter than The Towering Inferno, but underneath all the flames and falling glass, you'll find a classic escape room blueprint. A group of strangers, trapped by circumstance, forced to work together, or against each other, to solve a deadly problem and find their way to safety. The film drops us into the grand opening of the world's tallest skyscraper, a glittering, high-rise palace packed with celebrities, dignitaries, and enough hubris to light a small city. When an electrical short sparks a fire on the 81st floor, the celebration turns into a desperate scramble for survival. Paul Newman's architect and Steve McQueen's fire chief lead the charge, but the real star is the building itself, a vertical maze of stairwells, elevators, and ventilation shafts. Every obstacle is a new puzzle: blocked exits, malfunctioning alarms, rising smoke. As the fire climbs higher, the options shrink, and every decision matters. Do you trust the elevators or brave the burning stairs? Stay put and wait for rescue, or risk everything on a makeshift zipline across the skyline? The tension ratchets up with each passing minute, and the film doesn't flinch from the cost of failure. What makes The Towering Inferno endure isn't just the spectacle, though the stunts and special effects still hold up impressively. It's the way it taps into our deepest fears: the loss of control, the race against time, the need to outthink a problem that changes by the second. It's an escape room at 1,800 feet where every solution is a gamble, and the only real way out is to keep moving, no matter how impossible the odds. Number 10. Juggernaut, 1974. If you think being trapped on a sinking ship is tense, try being stuck on a luxury liner rigged with bombs and cut off from help in the middle of a storm. Juggernaut takes the no way out premise and spins it into a nerve-shredding thriller that feels as modern as any locked room scenario. The film opens with the SS Britannic sailing the North Atlantic, a floating palace of pleasure, until an anonymous madman named Juggernaut calls in a threat. There are 7 bombs hidden on board, set to detonate unless a ransom is paid. What follows is a battle of wits and nerves as a team of bomb disposal experts, led by Richard Harris and David Hemmings, parachutes onto the ship to try and defuse the devices before it's too late. Every room, every deck becomes a potential death trap. The bomb squad works against the clock, combing through the ship's blueprints, trying to decipher the mind of their faceless adversary. The passengers, forced to wait out the ordeal in lockdown areas, must contend with panic, rumor, and the knowledge that escape isn't an option. Juggernaut excels at the nitty-gritty details of problem-solving under pressure: sweating hands, trembling tools, and the eerie silence that falls before the bomb squad cuts the next wire. The suspense isn't just about the big explosions, it's about the small, cumulative moments where everything could go wrong. For anyone who's ever wondered what it's like to face the ultimate escape room challenge with lives on the line and no reset button, this film delivers, fuse by fuse, all the way to its explosive finish. Number 11. Assault on Precinct 13, 1976. Sometimes the escape room isn't a glamorous cruise ship or a futuristic lab. It's a crumbling urban police station, half abandoned, under siege, with the odds stacked sky high against you. John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13 is a taut, relentless thriller that traps its characters in a battle for survival where every corridor, office, and holding cell becomes a front line. The premise is deceptively simple. A soon-to-be decommissioned police station is manned by a skeleton crew on its last night of operation. But when a prison transport drops off a terrified witness and a ruthless street gang descends, the station is transformed into a fortress under attack. The phones are dead, the radio's jammed, and escape is impossible. The only option, barricade the doors, ration the ammo, and hope for dawn. Carpenter strips away the superfluous, leaving only the essentials, a handful of survivors, cops, crooks, and civilians, an overwhelming outside threat, and a layout that demands strategic thinking. Every wave of attackers tests the defenses, forcing the group to adapt, improvise, and work together, or die apart. The tension is almost mathematical as every bullet and every breath becomes a calculated risk. Number 12. The Sentinel, 1977. In the world of 1970s supernatural horror, The Sentinel stands out as an underappreciated gem. A chilling blend of paranoia, urban dread, and escape room tension, all set within the walls of a seemingly ordinary Brooklyn brownstone. At first glance, the apartment building is just another quirky New York residence, with its oddball neighbors and ancient architecture. But for Allison Parker, a troubled fashion model seeking independence and a fresh start, it quickly transforms into a waking nightmare. The genius of the Sentinel lies in how it gradually turns a familiar space into a maze of existential horror. The locked doors, strange noises, and ghostly encounters are more than just scare tactics. They're pieces of a larger puzzle, drawing Allison deeper into the building's sinister history. Each new revelation tightens the psychological vice. Her neighbors aren't just eccentric, they're the souls of the damned, and her new home sits atop the literal gateway to hell. Director Michael Winner uses the apartment's cramped hallways, creaking floors, and hidden stairways to maximum effect, making every inch of the building feel threatening. Allison's desperate attempts to leave, to reach out for help, or even to trust her own senses become a terrifying series of failed solutions. She's boxed in, not just physically but spiritually, forced to confront a destiny she never asked for. By the time the final hellish secret is revealed and Allison is left to make an impossible choice, the brownstone itself has become the ultimate escape room. Every path is a trap, every ally might be a demon in disguise, and true escape may only come at the highest possible cost. In the best tradition of 1970s thrillers, The Sentinel blurs the line between sanity and madness, making the very idea of escape as elusive and as haunting as the shadows that fill its halls. Number 13. Alien, 1979. Few films capture the locked-in, solve-or-die intensity of the escape room like Ridley Scott's Alien. What begins as a slow-burn sci-fi tale about a commercial spaceship's crew quickly transforms into one of the most claustrophobic, nerve-shredding thrillers ever put to film. The Nostromo is not just a setting, it's a steel labyrinth floating in the void, every passageway and air duct a potential trap. After investigating a mysterious transmission and unwittingly bringing an alien organism on board, the crew finds themselves picked off one by the perfect predator. There's no help coming, there's no way to call for rescue. Every door, every bulkhead becomes both a sanctuary and a prison. Escape is a matter of cunning, outwitting the creature with makeshift flamethrowers, motion trackers, and desperate gambits. Think you could have survived these cinematic death traps? Which 70s thriller left you gasping for air or searching for the nearest exit? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through the wildest, most suspenseful escapes in film history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the movies that keep you guessing until the very end. Your support helps us unlock even more hidden gems and unforgettable moments. Thanks for watching, and keep escaping.